Hi Taurus, and welcome to your August predictions reading. This is going to be a general predictions reading looking at the month of August specifically. So if you are more interested in love and finding out what love has to offer you, I do have a mid-July to mid-August reading up for you, and I will be doing the mid-August to mid-September one very soon. So I recommend that you subscribe to stay informed and notified of those love readings. Let's get into it, Taurus. I'm going to be pulling 3 cards from this oracle deck, which will tell us the 3 main themes your sign can expect to experience in August. I was about to say love. Oh my days. What is going on for Taurus in August, please, Spirit? What is going on for Taurus in August? What is happening for Taurus in August? Hi. At the back of the deck, we have Passion, Beetroot, which is connected to the Earth energy, Leo, number 7. We have an interesting energy here with Passion. For you, I feel like it's going to take time, though. I see patience. Like, because you're an Earth sign, that passion with Earth and 7 gives me 7 of Pentacles vibes, right? Like taking inspiration, taking a passionate idea or a passionate opportunity and investing it into a long-term plan. So that seems to be a major theme for you in August, whether this has to do with you really putting in the effort to get this going long-term, or whether this has to do with you aligning your vision with the desired outcome, right? Convincing your mind that you may need to practice moderation in some ways in order to allow for the long-term success. It feels like some of y'all may be struggling with impatience in the next month, wanting it instantly, now, wanting it early instead of being patient. Very bizarre. Let's keep going. We'll put those 2 cards to the side. We'll focus on this theme first. Your first theme is affection. Now, this came out for other signs. So if you have signs that you were curious about, like your sun, moon, rising, etc., I do recommend that you have a look, because sorrel has a common theme apparently in the collective. This deck has over 50 cards, and yet sorrel keeps coming out. So I feel with this affection card for you, this is your energy. We have Taurus, the number 12, fire, and affection / sorrel. So I'm going to be clarifying with tarot, but I see that this has a lot to do with that passion and that patience that I was feeling. I think that a big part of your August has to do with you practicing moderation on a daily basis. It feels like you need to work on your routine in August and ensure that your routine is a reflection of the things that you actually enjoy doing, paired up with your responsibilities. You may be restructuring your routine in August to make sure that you are taking better care of yourself. I'm seeing like more fitness or wellness goals being approached. And I also see with this sorrel that there is a strong feeling of you just needing to be focused on a better balance, a better work-life balance. For some of you, this restructuring comes through an inspiration, a new opportunity, but let's have a look. What is this sorrel card talking about for Taurus? Okay, we have the 2 of Wands, the Ace of Crystals. I just talked about a new opportunity. And we have the 10 of Crystals. Yeah, okay, so let's clarify that Ace of Crystals, please, Spirit. We have the Knight of Cups. Okay, clarify the 2 of Wands. Oh, little Uzi Vert. We have Queen of Wands. What about this 10 of Crystals? We have Judgment. Actually, they want me to take both. At the back of the deck, we have the 8 of Cups, Judgment and the Magician. So definitely inspired to take actions that are bringing more balance back into your daily routine, as well as into how you spend your time, because I see with Taurus that this could be more just about creating something like a habit that you're consistent with. And with the Ace of Crystals here and the Knight of Cups, it feels like this is an idea that you're revisiting. The Ace of Crystals is the Ace of Swords in this deck. It feels like you're revisiting this idea. Like you had this idea before, and now you want to go back to it because your heart is in the right place now, or somebody's heart is in the right place. You thought of doing this before, but now is a better time. Now we can actually do this for the right reason. We can move forward and we can feel better about working towards this, however difficult it is, because we have an emotional investment in this outcome. For the Two of Wands and the Queen of Wands to be reversed, I feel like some of y'all are getting very distracted in August. And the way that I would describe it, because distractions, they happen, but this kind of distracted feels like you being so excited about something that that's all that you can think about. Like it makes me think that you may be struggling to focus on your other responsibilities, or you may be struggling to actually make room for other things in your life in August, because you seem to be very fixated almost on this specific aspect of your life. This could be a person who you're very, very attracted to, and you're spending more time and energy together. Or with the Queen of Wands reversed, you are so determined stubbornly, because you are a fixed sign, my sweet soul, to make something work in this creative, passionate way that you're actually starting to lose interest in other things. Like this has just consumed so much of your attention that you're struggling to actually even notice what else is going on. You're actually repelling other things. So over here with the Ten of Crystals, we're going to get advice, but I just want to point out the key themes first. The Ten of Crystals, Judgment, and the Magician. This has a strong can-do energy about it. It gives me this feeling of you coming into awareness of something, like something being revealed to you with Judgment and the Ten of Crystals, and then going, well, you know what, I'm just going to make the best out of this bad situation. Because it is enough, the Ten of Crystals and Judgment is enough to make anybody feel like, wow, the odds are really stacked against me. Like it's the kind of awareness that makes you, for a second, feel like, why did I waste all my time in doing this then? But for you, you're looking at it as, okay, cool, like that's over, thank God. Now I can finally do this instead. So I do see the end of something here that has apparently been very like burdensome. And it could even be, in some people's eyes, seen as a sense of betrayal. Like somebody did something to purposefully hinder our progress. And yet you're looking at it as, well, now I just have more room in my life. Now that that's done, yeah, I was betrayed, but now I have more room in my life for the things that I want to do. So it's a very interesting way of looking at things. Like I see you trying to be so optimistic, and it's not that you're blindly optimistic, Taurus, but I think that you would share those experiences to other people and they would be like, wow, Taurus, like what the heck? And you're like, what do you mean? Like, it's good. Now I got time to do this instead. And they're like, wait a minute, no, that's not okay. Like, that's a big deal. Have you processed that? So let's get some advice, shall we? What's going on with this Ace of Crystals, Knight of Cups? What's the advice over there? Yeah, it just feels like you're making more room in your life in August for the things that you want to do. Can we clarify advice for the Two of Wands, Queen of Wands? Okay, and advice for the Ten of Crystals, Judgment energy. Okay. And that's where I find a glimpse of us. That song is so stuck in my head, it's terrible. So first we have Protect Your Heart, the number 47. Then we have the number 1 card, Suppression of a Star Being by Hands Unworthy. And then over here we have Laughing and Crying, the number 45. So I do see ups and downs for you, mostly because you seem to be realizing that what you're interested in, other people aren't. Like there's a feeling here of having a very particular drive in August that other people either can't understand or you're not feeling supported. And you're almost coveting this as your little form of escape from other things, other responsibilities, or just other situations. Protect Your Heart here is actually asking for you to find more ways to bring this aspect of who you are into your more meaningful connections, because it feels like you're segregating yourself from people here. And I think that this card is just asking whether this is an unhealthy situation and whether there is a better way of having this beautiful part of who you are while also sharing it with other people who care about you as well. I just think that you're cutting yourself off from other people here by being very specifically focused on one thing. And with suppression of a star being by hands unworthy, this definitely feels like people are rejecting your energy or your interests. You feel afraid that if you are too outspoken about something, or if you are too loud and proud about something that you're passionate about or that you're currently interested in, people are going to try to push you down and say, like, that's not okay. And the energy about this is you should be proud because your tribe finds you through pride. You know, like you expressing yourself, sadly, most of us, we don't exactly gravitate towards energy instinctively. Sometimes we do, and then our eyes tell us another thing. So there's this feeling of where your personality on the outside group, Taurus, I was about to say group 1, I'm so used to pick a group readings, Taurus, because that's how you're going to attract your tribe, is by being loud and proud about the things that you are passionate about. And then with laughing and crying here, this energy just feels like you being more honest about what you're going through and giving yourself honest moments to reflect what you're going through, especially in August. I see you ending a difficult cycle here and not truly realizing like what you went through in that cycle. So for some of you, part of ending that cycle could be actually opening up about what you've been through, communicating what you've been through, and sharing it with someone who is willing to listen. For some of you, that is a professional, like a therapist, counselor, psychologist. For others of you, this is somebody who was a more prominent figure in your past, a trusted person who you've lost touch with, and they don't know anything about what you've been going through. So let's have a look at your next theme. We have Stimulation, the Chili card. So this as a theme is more passion, more fire, more interest, more desire. Let's have a look at what's going on for you with this card. I see definitely a new interest here with Stimulation, or a new reason to be passionate. So what is Stimulation about for Taurus? It's giving me sexual energy too, though. What is this about for Taurus? What is going on with the Stimulation? We have the Hanged Man, the Ace of Cups. So some of y'all, you're definitely finding love in August if you haven't already, or there's a new love opportunity. The Three of Crystals, as soon as I said that. Okay, that's the Three of Swords. Knight of Wands. What is going on with this Stimulation energy for Taurus? My bad. I'm going to have to pick that up off the ground. Queen of Crystals. What's going on with this Hanged Man Stimulation crystal energy? High Priestess, okay. The Three of Crystals, please, Spirit. The Four of Cups, okay. 10 of Stars, motivated. Okay, so what I'm getting is there is an opportunity here. It feels like a love opportunity or an emotional opportunity. Your heart is very sensitive in August, okay? Leo for you is triggering a lot of things, Taurus. So just be aware of that, all right? Like your heart, you're actually a big softie in August, and you may feel like you got fire and you're passionate and you're strong, but I see certain things building. And I see a new emotional opportunity here, but I also see with the Knight of Wands reversed, we have to initiate or react to this opportunity in the right way. If we don't take this seriously, and if we don't look at it as something that should be approached with compassion and gentleness, then we are potentially going to set this opportunity up to fail. Because something about this emotional opportunity could be a new friendship or a meeting somebody who needs to kind of be seen as quite a gentle and compassionate soul. If we meet them and we try to mold them into our need to block other things out, and we try to throw excitement at them and pleasure at them, and we try to numb their senses with all of our interests, then this is probably going to sabotage the opportunity from really becoming what it was intended to. I see this person being someone who is supposed to kind of help you ground some of your senses. And for the moment in August, this is an opportunity that is supposed to help put perspective on your circumstances, especially with the Hanged Man and the High Priestess. I can't help but feel like this is supposed to be an opportunity where you can talk about what you're going through and really delve into some deep discussions. It doesn't even have to be about you. I just feel like, you know, looking up at the stars and contemplating our existence on this earth and in this universe, you know, and just feeling like you have someone to have those big yarns with. And then maybe if you want to, you can start talking about some of your regrets and some of your missed opportunities and things that you wish you had done differently instead. So for some of you, you could be catching up with an old friend, but if not, I feel like this is a new connection that has the potential to really uncover some of those deeper connections that you've been seeking with people. Because it feels like this isn't supposed to be treated like a surface level thing. It's supposed to be seen as something that is deep and long in terms of, that sounds terrible, in terms of the 10 of stars, which is the 10 of pentacles. This is like longevity, family even. This is someone who is so a part of our life that we can't imagine a future without them, right? And with the 3 of crystals, there's some sort of healing and a difficult conversation in this connection in August that will, with the 4 of cups, be inspired by missed opportunities, a feeling of stagnation, or genuinely wondering like what else is out there because this ain't it. Like I see you confiding in this person and really having a conversation with them about the direction that your life is headed in some profound way, because a lot of introspection here. And a lot of feelings like you can't trust yourself. So you need somebody else to kind of bounce these ideas off of. So it's an interesting feeling. Is there anything else you can tell Taurus about this? The 7 of Cups and the 4 of Wands. A lot of these conversations could take place in someone's home. But it has to do with grounding the energy and feeling more aware of the options and choices you have. Because talking to this person or meeting this person is going to make you realize what you've been missing. And when you realize, there's an instant feeling of like, dang, like a slight regret, but immediate sorrow and sadness that you had deprived yourself of something like this for so long. I see strong emotional connection and I see a strong feeling of companionship within this person. So very close friendship at the very least. This is probably a connection that only really grows because of some sort of a moment where you're able to really connect on a deep level, right? With that Knight of Wands, maybe our first impression of this person is very wrong because we judge them on face value. Their appearance is disarming to you. But when given the chance to have a deep and meaningful conversation with this person, it's like, wow, we actually have a lot in common and there's something very healing about you. This feels like someone that was literally put into your life, Taurus, to help you process where you're at currently and to stimulate like a catalyst where you can go to next. So what is the advice with this theme for Taurus? What is the advice for Taurus in this situation? A glimpse of us. What is the advice? Okay, that could be why. For some of you, this is a friendship with the opposite sex in the sense of that may be the barrier initially, right? Like, oh, I'm not supposed to have girlfriends. Like, I've already got a girlfriend. And that could be a barrier. But I just feel like this person becomes family quite quickly. Like I would be surprised, unless you're very single and very curious, I'd be surprised. I don't see inappropriate boundaries. I just see a very strong intuitive connection. So your advice over here is what is hidden will be revealed, the number 54. Rainbow transference, the number 21, and under a spell, the number 50. All these cards are reversed because there is a huge question mark over this connection. I do think for some of you, it may not come into a state of balance within the month of August because you may have limitations and boundaries. You may kind of recognize that the two of you seem to get on well, but for some reason, it doesn't seem to be very progressive for some of you. And I think that with what is hidden will be revealed, there's a strong feeling here of trusting and learning to trust again through this new emotional opportunity. And I think that rather than that person needing to be a part of your life, their entrance into your life or them presenting in your life as an emotional opportunity is already challenging you to trust more and to be more open and to be more aware of the opportunities you have around you in your day-to-day life. Rainbow transference here in the reverse position is a feeling of thinking outside the box and being more accepting and compassionate. It makes me think of that song, We Found Love in a Hopeless Place. Y'all could be finding a sense of clarity in a situation where you're like, I didn't think it was going to come from them. Like, I didn't think I'd find my next passionate idea from that kind of situation. Stay open-minded here. And I think with Under a Spell, there's a strong feeling of knowing what, like not judging something for face value in all of these cards, to be honest. Not judging something for face value. Under a Spell reversed is almost like taking time to understand someone, not necessarily falling head over heels in love. Even if it's a friendship, right? Some of those friendships can be very, very challenging. Those ones where you're like, oh my God, I like you too. Ah! And you're just both loud. And it's like, oh my God, this person is a lot, you know? This more so feels like a person that grows and like still waters run deep, right? With this person. So that's what I'm seeing in that situation. How beautiful, Taurus, leading the group with your friendship vibes. Your third theme over here is cleansing, the lemon, citrus lemon card. So dang, I do see clarity triggering some sort of emotional response in a situation. This cleansing energy feels like you're being made more aware of something and it's changing the way that you feel. And now you're like, well, dang, what can I do to protect myself? Wow, okay. What is going on with this cleansing energy for Taurus? Please, Spirit. I wanted that to go back in for a second. The Five of Wands. The Page of Wands. The King of Crystals. It's the King of Swords. The Fool reversed. What's going on with this lemon? The Ten of Cups. And the Tower. At the back of the deck, we have the Emperor. So this gives me major daddy vibes. Sorry to say it. But this feels like someone who's getting their shit together, someone who is trying to get back into control, who is trying to get a better understanding of what their options are, and who is trying to stop like negative or challenging situations overrule them. I see someone trying to trigger you, especially if you have anger issues or if you know that like certain people have a way of like flaring up your anger or your pride or your jealousy. I see someone trying to do that on purpose and you realizing what they're doing and not reacting. In fact, some of you are walking away or you're choosing to take action that is very different to what they were expecting. I see you instead looking at your other options. For some of you, you're starting a new journey in August. It could be a new career or a new hobby, or you're creating something new for yourself here that is taking a lot of your positive energy away from these triggering, challenging, almost toxic people who are just saying things and doing things to provoke a response from you. I see you focused more on your happiness, especially your family, if you have kids or a partner or like a very active home life where you may in your household, even if you've got flatmates or if you kind of share a house with somebody, I just see you focusing on those connections more, those ones who matter. And so this is changing the way that you react to situations that are usually toxic or harmful. And I think that you're reacting in a way where you're giving yourself more positive outlets, more positive distractions, but also with the King of Crystals, the King of Crystals, you're giving yourself enough room to be able to process how you want to react to these situations. And I do see you taking action or passing judgment on this situation in a way that it may be quite dramatic, but it's entirely necessary. It's really time for you to do something about this so that these situations don't keep flaring up and causing unnecessary stress and unnecessary sort of energy spikes around you, because they take so much in the process of doing these things. And I see that there is going to be collateral to this, but it feels like you're the instigator this time. I would be surprised, unless you really don't have your shit together, unless you're really struggling, I would be surprised if this wasn't you. Okay, the only other scenario is that if you don't distance yourself and react from a place of calm rather than being triggered, then this could jeopardize your closer connections, because you're taking that back home and you're transferring that horrible energy into your close connections, those people that you see at home or in your safe places. And that in turn will cause one of them to say or do something very dramatic to stop it. And that's not what you want. So that's kind of what I'm seeing, a very specific message. Let's get some advice. Very specific message. And what is the advice over here for Taurus, please, Spirit? What is the advice over here for Taurus with this cleansing theme? What is the advice over here for Taurus with this cleansing theme? Yeah, there is a strong feeling of like, you don't need to keep up with the Joneses, you know? Like, not everybody needs to know what you're doing, and you don't have to be everywhere at once, maintaining appearances for the sake of other people. Think very clearly about how you use your energy to benefit yourself versus react and benefit others. I feel with this card, we have no one is yours but you, the number 41. It's very important that you stop comparing yourself to other people and finding reasons to feel jealous or to feel triggered, you know? And sometimes these people find ways to just provoke that within you, but there is a strong feeling of cutting ties with the Fool reversed and learning from what is triggering you. And I think with this card reversed, while it is important to seek inspiration, comparison is literally the thief of joy. No one is yours but you. You don't have to keep giving these situations your energy. With the Messenger reversed here, a strong feeling of change your point of reference, because if it is causing that much stress, it isn't supposed to be a part of your movement right now. Your movement is about changing away from the stress and cleansing your energy to be able to react from a place of calm. So the Messenger reversed is encouraging you to look at alternative ways of dealing with the situation, of coping with your stress if that's an issue, of even looking into alternate medicine in terms of naturopathy. I probably said that really weirdly, but like ways to kind of look after your stress, your blood pressure, your anxiousness, your nervousness, because there's a feeling here of unconventional information or an unconventional source being helpful and limiting information that isn't helpful. With green reverse, there is this feeling of being more aware of what is needed in order for you to grow. And part of that is cutting out a jealous or just really toxic tie. Like when I think of green in a negative way, it makes me think of green with envy, whereas it is actually a color that is associated to our heart chakra, to healing, to compassion, you know? And so I really think that you may be taking some drastic action in August to ensure that you are healing necessarily in like an appropriate way, in an appropriate space that isn't causing more harm. And this could look like you distancing yourself from key people as well. So that's what I'm seeing for you, Taurus. Let's tell you the significant zodiac signs to wrap up your reading. These signs will be significant in the month of August. We have Aries, we have more Aries actually, but a Scorpio over here. We also have Pisces, more Pisces. Okay, so a lot of Aries, a lot of Pisces. We have some Gemini, some Aquarius, and I think that's it. That's it. That's all I'm seeing for you for the month of August. So I hope this was a helpful reading for you, Taurus, when it comes to what the month has in store. If this reading didn't resonate 100%, you could have messages in your Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus signs. So do check that out, especially if, yeah, that sorrel energy. Let me just say, especially if you have a fire sign in any of your big three, highly recommend. Otherwise, take what resonates. Do not let the rest take from you. Have a prosperous, abundant month ahead, and I shall connect with you very, very soon. Bye.